Murat from Get Soon Media. At 6:30 in the morning here in Sandton City, I'm standing outside Nelson Mandela Square. Behind me you can see the James Caan Convention Center. We are here for the Millionaire to Billionaires Convention. You are the best entrepreneurs, best sales speakers of the world behind me on stage today. It's go time, baby. Was Hussein Manak, a famous cricket commentator in South Africa. He's here at the Millionaire to Billionaires Convention to get the most out of the day. Tell me, Hussein, what do you expect to get out of a convention like this?
Well, generally with these type of conventions, and particularly with James Caan here, and I believe there's a few other good speakers as well, I'll try and obviously empower myself and try and see to get as much as possible out of it that I can use to grow myself in business, in life in general.
You can see in the background, James Caan has just arrived. He's a rock star. Look at him, he's got his guys here. Awesome.
I'm actually fortunate enough to be headed backstage just now to meet James Caan, so that's really exciting.
Absolute pleasure for me to be here today. I've literally just flown in from London today, and on the plane coming here today, my energy level was absolutely pounding because I passionately believe right now South Africa has probably one of the largest and fastest growing middle classes in the world. Your economy is doing phenomenally well, and I think when we talk about entrepreneurship, what you need as an entrepreneur is a market opportunity where you can build a business. The thing that I've learned as an entrepreneur is the things we can't do, we're very good at hiring other people to do. So I've surrounded myself with people who make me look great. And of course, as we all know as entrepreneurs, it doesn't always work the way we think. And when I look at my career, I can tell you that absolutely anything and everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. That is the one thing that you get as a guarantee as an entrepreneur. But I suppose the key message for me has always been that to become a successful entrepreneur, we have to recognise, that in order to be successful, we are going to get knocked down time and time again.
That was a turning point in my life, and then the journey went on to today, where Mobeen again, me and Mobeen now suddenly are part of a group where we're inspiring people called Inspirate, and they invited me again to this workshop, and I'm totally blessed because I believe that these workshops are brilliant to change my life.
Now, there was a stage in my career when my business had collapsed, that the country went into a recession. I happened to be in a recruitment business where we effectively rely on people hiring. In a recession, people lay people off, there are no jobs. My business collapsed. I literally didn't have the money to pay wages on a Friday, and then came that close to the brink of collapse. And wouldn't have been here today, but actually just recognising that that will happen to all of us as entrepreneurs.
And we can come to these workshops, learn skills, be inspired, but when we go home, we go back to that kind of lifestyle and we forget about what we learned here. The biggest lesson that I took from here was that when you come to an event like this, you got to apply these techniques. You got to take it with you. And when you do, your life changed. My life changed because I took those actions. I turned the act into action.
Whether your product becomes out of date, whether your service gets out of date, whether the country goes into recession, whether you run out of capital, all of these things happen. But people who are truly successful, who believe in themselves, recognise that actually the skill is to find the solution. And there were so many opportunities for me to have thrown the hat in and said, you know what, I'm getting out of this. But actually, I didn't give up. So I think the key for me has been, it is amazing to have the opportunity to be an entrepreneur, to be in control of your own destiny. But certainly for me today, I think the key message that I'd love to share with you and leave with you, it's not just about what you do for yourself, but to be a real and a true entrepreneur, it's what you can do for other people. Because I believe the thing that inspires me the most, the thing that gets me out of bed in the morning, is the other people I mentor and people I look after, and actually seeing their success actually encourages me. But also it keeps my feet firmly on the ground, because sometimes you become fairly successful and you move away from where you started off.
What are you guys expecting to get out of this conference today at the Millionaire to Billionaires convention?
Oh man, we're expecting to be blown away, man, and we follow James Caan.
The thing that I would say for me has probably been the one ingredient that has given me that success is recognizing that businesses are not about products or services. So when I sat on Dragon's Den, most of the panelists used to get really obsessed with somebody's idea or their product because they thought, oh my God, that's amazing, it's going to be great. But ideas by themselves do not build businesses. Amazing products don't sell off the shelves. It requires people to do that. So my key success, my key ingredient of my success has always been focusing on finding people smarter than me. And people say, yeah, but it's okay for you, James, you've got a lot of money. But you know what, there was a time I had no money. But what I did have is when you run your own business, you have something called equity. And equity is a currency that you can use to attract talent. Some of the biggest businesses on the planet today used equity to find talent that money couldn't buy. And that's never left me. I'd rather own 10% of something that's worth real money and share some of that equity to meet some of my weaknesses. So in anything I've ever done, if I recognise that maybe marketing isn't my strength or financial, so I'm always embarrassed about the fact that I didn't go to college, I don't have a degree, I can't use a spreadsheet. Yes, it really worries me, but the way I combat that problem is I find the smartest numbers guy that money can buy, because he makes me look great. I can read a spreadsheet, but I can't produce one. But actually, it doesn't matter. So whatever it is that you cannot do, you need to make sure you have somebody around you who can do that with you. I think the organisers have said to me, I have the opportunity and the time for 1 or 2 questions. So before I leave the stage, any questions that I can share with you before I go and have some biryani? Any questions? Yes.
Mr. Caan, what is the secret of your diet?
Of my diet? I surround myself with amazingly pretty women actually, and they just always make me look great.
Mr. Caan, next to you, two pretty ladies on a Dragon's Den were Deborah Midden and Hilary Dueck.
Well, Hillary's not one of them, by the way.
Mr. Caan, my name is Ashok Sunarayan. I'm the CEO of IBB International Bonds. Share with us the power of business failure. When you have an experience of business failure, what is the next step?
Well, that's something I specialise in, because I can assure you one thing, ladies and gentlemen, I can guarantee I have failed more than you have. Because to me, failure is the journey of success. If you do not fail, you do not succeed. So actually, the thing that I think is unusual with me, the thing that I can share with you, is I embrace failure. Because to me, when you look at your life, if you look at the things that you do well, I believe you learn nothing from those things. Because you take success for granted, because you accept it, because you work hard and you believe in yourself. When failure comes along, I think you should embrace it, because you learn so much from it.
Hi, my name name is Mobeen Khan, CEO of African Billionaire Events Management. As you can see, I'm standing next to the photo of the iconic James Caan. We've just done with Billionaire to Billionaire 2014 at the Sandton Convention Center. 5,000 people sell out. One of the best events African Billionaire has ever done.
Driving from the Palazzo Hotel at Monte Casino. It's the after party, the official after party of the M2B Millionaire to Billionaire 2014 conference. I've got my main man M2B next to me. We are following the legend James Caan. You can see he's in front of us in the Rolls Royce. We'll be partying tonight at La Toscana. La Toscana, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, a special rendition. We're gonna sing it for you. Let's go. I love you.
All over the world, and I've been to so many different countries, but the passion in South Africa, the warmth and the welcome I received, not from 5 people or 500 people, but 5,000 people, was probably the best experience I've ever had.